The system has never been afraid of rebellion. Rebellion is loud, predictable, easy to point at. Rebels wave flags. They shout slogans. They burn symbols. And the system smiles, because it already knows how to deal with them. But there is one thing the system cannot tolerate. One thing it cannot easily control. One thing it quietly tries to erase before it spreads. A person who thinks, not someone who reacts, not someone who repeats, but someone who observes, questions, and disconnects. Because once you truly start thinking, you stop being programmable. And that is the real threat. George Orwell once said, "All tyrannies rule through fraud and force, but once the fraud is exposed, they must rely exclusively on force." Think about that for a second. Fraud only works when people do not see it. The moment someone sees clearly, the entire structure becomes fragile. Why independent thinking is dangerous to power. The system does not need you to be smart. It needs you to be useful. From school to work to social life, you are rewarded not for thinking deeply, but for fitting in, for following instructions, for repeating accepted ideas with confidence. Independent thinking is inconvenient. It slows things down. It asks questions no one wants to answer. So the system does not attack thinkers directly. That would expose itself. Instead, it uses something far more effective. Social consequences. Thinkers are not jailed. They are dismissed. They are called difficult, arrogant, negative, unrealistic. Their ideas are not debated. They are ignored. Because silence is cleaner than censorship. The system trains people to fear standing out more than being wrong. It teaches them that belonging is safety, and thinking alone is dangerous. So most people never rebel. They never have to. They abandon their thoughts before those thoughts fully form. And they call that maturity. In the movie The Matrix, Morpheus says, "You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth." That world doesn't collapse when someone rebels. It collapses when someone sees. Becoming unpredictable without being loud. The system expects resistance. It has protocols for it. What it cannot predict is detachment. The solution is not to fight the system head-on. That keeps you inside its game. The solution is to stop playing the role it assigned you. A thinker does not shout. A thinker watches. A thinker does not seek validation. A thinker seeks clarity. Once you stop reacting emotionally, once you stop defending identities you did not choose, once you stop needing approval from systems designed to rate you, you become unprofitable to control. That is why true thinkers are often calm, quiet, hard to categorize. They are not against the system. They are simply not dependent on it. And dependence is the system's real leverage. How to think without painting a target. Thinking does not mean constant questioning out loud. That is performance. Real thinking happens in silence. Start by observing patterns instead of opinions. Notice what ideas are rewarded and which ones are discouraged. Ask yourself why certain questions make people uncomfortable. Discomfort is a signal, not a stop sign. Limit emotional reactions to narratives designed to provoke you. Outrage is a leash. Consume information slowly. The faster content moves, the less time you have to think. Practice being misunderstood without correcting people immediately. Needing to explain yourself is a form of attachment. And most importantly, separate your self-worth from external systems of approval. Grades, titles, likes, labels. They are tools of measurement, not truth. When you can think clearly without needing permission, you stop being controllable. And the system will never tell you this, because once you understand it, there is no going back. You do not need to rebel. You need to think. And that is what the system fears most.